as far as I can get in the stadium.
That's not fun. Not fun to do, yeah.
You gotta drop these off.
There's no, I know they don't have an access for it. You don't even know where
What is that?
Big KITT. Big KITT. Let's watch TV. Let's watch TV. Place the video on the screen too. It's a good
Anyway, my son Charlie over here, he has helped me immensely. We tried to get KITT going again, and we had starter issues, so KITT's still sitting at home in the garage up on the ramps. And so, but God, I am so glad you guys came. I'm glad we actually have enough chairs for everybody. If not, you know, double up with your buddy. And all that. There's the lovely Jennifer Holmes.
It's a great hobby, and I just can't say enough to the people in the hobby. It's brilliant. And so a bit of background, we are from New Zealand, which is near Australia. If you don't know where New Zealand is, it's so we're definitely not Australian, let's just make that clear. The other thing I want to clear up, the car, there was a bit of damage to our car. The car is not the tour car. It's not the official licensed tour car. That's safely in our garage at home. We'd not bring that car on a trip like this. It's too risky.
This is the third time. The first time was in 2016.
I will use that mic.
Like the match. And 2016 first time, 2018 the second time, and now. Oh. And now in 2024. So look, can you answer which one is individual LEDs borders? Now I want to show you the difference between the actual set you can buy from Night Rider World or from Jupiter and what we did. Blue is what you have now. Red is the TV. Do you see some difference?
Several millimeters, yeah.
Of course, we use the red. Also for this, we call this power. Here, where you have the PNT buttons, more or less is okay, but look at here, completely off. And we have a problem. What's the problem?
Was 5. So they used all of the cars that they had available to film this episode, and all of them were KARR. Almost all of them were KITT, but all of them were KARR for that particular episode, which is kind of amazing if you think about the logistics that they had to do to go through that. And then for KITT versus KARR, by this time, it's 2 years later, they have a lot more cars, a total of 8 vehicles were used as cars, and a whopping 4 of them, right? Almost as many as was used for the entire filming of the first for the first episode there, the first Trust Doesn't Rust. 4 of them were actually painted the two-tone. And so, if you'd like to know more about that, we actually produced this video 3 years ago on our channel, and it actually does a deep dive into every single one of these cars used as KARR in both Trust Doesn't Rust and KITT versus KARR. And so, if you're interested, look at how the car changes here when they change what's obscuring the windshield. And I actually think this was an overlay done in post-production, but I'm not quite sure about that. If anyone knows that, I can talk about it. But see how the car changes just a little bit with the camera angle? They did a lot of work. They did a lot of work for this. And I think when we were here, we talked about this scene 10 years ago. How many were here 10 years ago for our 30th celebration? Yes, exactly. Jennifer, you weren't here, of course, but Ed and Jeff were here at that time. And we actually talked about how they did this, and I think the idea was that you weren't in the car when they did this, but you were here then. Yes. Yeah.
My sake, you did it because you liked it.
Thank you.
And it's just awesome for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Normal audition situation, we get called in, and at that point I had done enough work, thank God. I was lucky enough, like the Sackets and The Legend of the Golden Gun, where I was asked to come in just a screenplay, or it was a screen test rather, and I didn't have to read or audition or anything, it was just a screen test. And so we went there, and I was very honored. And up to that point in my career, I had gotten every screen test I ever did. So I had a good personal track record. So I thought, well, this is a lock, this is a shoe-in. So they had us go to Universal, and there was this guy named Don Johnson, from Miami Vice, but he hadn't done it yet. And he was there in the audition room, and we got our seats in front of us. I think there were 3 scenes, I think. And there was this guy named David Hasselhoff, who leads in Shakespeare plays and all that in high school and college. And I thought, gee, do I want to be an architect or an actor? So when I chose acting, I swore at that time that I would never, ever, ever give up. And so